Let's talk a little bit about what's in the budget for the everyday resident in the province. What do you think the benefits are from this financial document?
It's a great question. So, many people are, we all go to the grocery store, we fill up our car with tanks with gas. We see the price of things. It's been tough. And so we didn't wait for this crisis to be at this level. We moved early. And I'll take you back to 2018 when we canceled some very high-cost wind and solar projects that were costing literally tens of billions of dollars. And by canceling those contracts, we put more money back in the pockets of people through the elimination of that through a gas tax cut, if you will, the equivalent of. And then we did it again in 2022, 4 years ago. We did another gas tax cut. The total is over 10 cents a liter, and we made that gas tax cut permanent. So it's not just now when gas prices are going up. It was done some time ago. If you add up all the tax cuts, gas tax cuts, and a whole range of things that we highlighted in the budget, that's $12 billion of more money back in the pockets of individuals and families. This budget continued that process. We cut the small business tax by 30%. That's going to help 375,000 small businesses in Ontario, many of which are owned by, or just have one or two or three employees. And so those people are relying on that small business to put food on the table. So when you cut taxes, that helps from an affordability point of view. We also moved some time ago to index Ontario disability payments to inflation. Never been done before. No government had done that. So we're helping the most vulnerable as well. And we also announced in the budget an HST rebate, along with the federal government, 13% for any new constructed condo, townhouse, detached home, anything in Ontario for 1 year, you get the 13% rebate. That's going to really help a family if you're buying an $800,000 home. So it's a lot of money, but that's over $100,000 rebate in your pocket. That's real money that's going to help a lot of families as well as they buy a new home.
How difficult was it to prepare a budget given the geopolitical unrest in the world, if you will?
I've been around for a while. I've been through the stock market crash of 1987, so maybe I'm dating myself a little bit. 9/11, I lived in New York during 9/11. That had a big impact on the market. Of course, the great financial crisis of 2008, 2009, the pandemic, now the tariff-impacted economy. I don't think there's a single thing that prepares you because you don't really know what the next thing around the corner is going to bring you. And in this case, it's the tariff-impacted economy and a global conflict in the Middle East. So I don't think anything really prepares you, but some of the fundamentals are important. Have a strong balance sheet. That's why the credit ratings are really important. That's why fiscal responsibility, trying to balance your books, have that strength so you can deal with whatever is around the corner. There's another benefit of a strong balance sheet is that we are investing in unprecedented infrastructure. More people are coming to Ontario. We have to have schools and the highways and the housing and the hospitals, the transit and the highways, on and on. You have to borrow that money to fund all that up front.
Some critics would say the deficit is too large. Is it safe to call it a necessary evil?
Well, first off, it depends relative to what? Our deficit of $13.8 billion, I'd not like to have a deficit. I'd like to balance right away. But I have to, relative to the world we're in right now, we just came through the pandemic, high inflation, and then we got in a tariff-impacted economy that we didn't ask for. And then, of course, now with global conflict and the price of gas and everything going back up again, this is the environment that we're in. So you have to take stock of that. The second point I would make is that actually we have one of the lowest deficits in the world relative to GDP. And that's the way most market participants look at it. What's your deficit relative to your economy? We have one of the lowest in Canada. We have one of the lowest in the developed world relative. So ours is just over 1%. Most countries are in the 3 to 5 to 6% deficits to GDP. The U.S. is over 6%. So we are faring better than most. And I think the third point I would make is that many countries and sovereigns are getting credit rated downgraded. British Columbia just got a double downgrade and was retained on negative, but we've gotten 2 credit rating upgrades. So independent third parties who review our books have said that we're in better shape relative to what we were many years ago. And this matters in a world where everyone's competing for capital, competing for talent, competing for investments.